The last couple of days have been very interesting for GME as price action makes a series of higher highs and higher lows. Immediate short-term time frame bullish signals are starting to pop up and statistics agree with an upside probability. Let's dive into the charts for a true edge over the coming sessions. Welcome back to the channel on this Super Saturday. This is ARCa and let's pop in the GameStop. Let's kill 'em, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is ARCa. Let's go ahead and throw those likes. Let's throw that subscribe button a quick push. Make sure to do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's look at GameStop here on the 4-hour chart. I know that you guys just saw this post on Twitter X, right, and on YouTube and on Discord. So I'm going to go ahead and just start it off here to give you the explanation behind this post, right? So yes, this formation, this candle cluster, right, is called an inverse head and shoulders, right? This is your shoulder here. You got your little head here and the right shoulder, right? So this statistically has a pretty good batting average, right? It has a good strike range and does imply a continuation to the upside. It is a bullish signal, right? So, and there is a way to measure the upside for this, right? So let's just go ahead and dive into that right now. But you know what, guys? If I can give you the targets here for this, yeah, you know what? Let's just show you, right? That neckline. A lot of people are talking about a 2290 neckline. It starts there, right? But you want to catch the areas of contact, right? This is your contact point right here with that wick there. You have an area of contact right there with that wick. And, of course, this one right over here matching the very first one, right? So those are the signals that I'm kind of looking for when I draw a neckline on inverse head and shoulders, right? On inverse herpy-derpies. But this is how you would acquire the price objective, right? Take a trend line from that neckline down all the way to the bottom side of the head and apply it to the center of that right shoulder, right? And this would give you the top end target of about 31.11. It is completely confluent to the bottom side of this wick, and that wick just happens to be the candle that reached the top side of about 64.37, right? So very, very, very nice. Now, I want to point out something. Yeah, you did get a combination of bearish signals when we reached that $80 target, right? You had this shooting star, looking type of and you would really want a smaller body, right, to call that a shooting star. You also had, well, this is more of a shooting star here, right? And then this was combined with a big bearish engulfing. So you know now that there is potential of respecting some of that candle analysis, right? So this is a bearish formation here. If we were to observe further time frame, right, we could actually jump in to the monthly time frame. I think I could go ahead and just display it to you right here real quick. And the monthly just closed, by the way, right? So if we know that information, we'll check this out, right? So now you're getting here, you see the body, right? This green body is completely engulfing the prior month's red body, right? So, and it's also a green outside body bar, right? So not only that, is that this also could potentially be your inverse hammer, right? Your inverted hammer at the bottom of a downtrend. So this could introduce a continuation to the upside, right? So this would be a bullish buy formation here. You have the bullish engulfing and your inverted hammer all at the bottom side of price, right? So that is pretty nice for us to observe. Now, guys, I do have a lot to talk about here, so please make sure to stick to the end of the video here because I want to show you something about some massive swap recordings, right? Swap reporting, the requirements that are going to go into effect in June 24th. So I want to share that with you as well, right? So let's just come on back to the chart over here and display another piece of key information for the immediate short term, because I know that you guys are curious about what price action is going to do for the immediate short term at every minute of the day, right? So if you want to stay on top of what price action does like this, guys, we are keeping an eye on AMC and GME in the ARCa Bulls trading team, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just add right on the top over here that link for you to join the ARCa Bulls trading team. I want to see you there on Monday. I want to see you there every day so that you can make sure to keep an eye understand the broader markets and trade the opportunities that are available for us in the markets. Okay, now let's go ahead and dive into the next piece of information. Yes, this is the inverse head and shoulders, giving us a probability for a 3111. Let me push you into this chart now. Right, check this out. So this is the you see the three major circles right here, right? I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to a closer time frame. These are 12-hour candles each one, right? So we're going to dive into the 4-hour, 15-minute candles, right? These are those 3 points that we just pointed out. I want to display to you a more immediate short-term time frame, inverse head and shoulders, again within the larger time frame, inverse head and shoulders. So now this gives us another potential target for us to evaluate, right? So, and you know what? There are different ways to draw your necklines, right? It's hard for me to see necklines that are not on a typical regression, right? So in this case, I know that this is kind of it's kind of large, right? So I think in this case, because it's all the way to the top, I may actually just consider a more straight across trend line here, right? So I think I may just consider this instead of that big huge one up there. So in this case, right, let's go ahead and just measure this, right? I would really like to take the smaller end of the target just to be safe here, right? So let's go ahead and get this price action or the price objective from the immediate short-term time frame, right? So let's go ahead and just put that right on top of that right-hand shoulder, right, which would be about here. Price action is leading towards a target of 27.25. Now, from the larger term time frame, we're looking at a target of about, we said, 31.11. So let's mark it off, right? So 31.11 to the 27.25. Let's go ahead and just put that in there, right? 21.11 is what we said. 31.11 is what we said. So let's just go ahead and keep it just like this, right? Huge range here. You know what? I think we're going to be able to, that should be fine right there. And you know what? Let's make sure that we have our 50% always in display, right? We want to make sure that we can see that, and because that often displays a pretty nice range for us to consider. Okay, so this is so far what we're looking for in the immediate short-term time frame, right? 27.26 to about 31.12. We're going to validate the upside continuation on this right now, right? But before we do that, I want you to go ahead and take a look right over here, right? So my buddy, a great analyst here in the ARCa Bulls trading team is Rhino, right? So Rhino actually showed us a very interesting post right here where he actually said it's going to be June is going to be a very interesting month indeed. So let's go ahead and display what he showed us on this side of the chart, right? So check this out. Just a friendly reminder that swap reporting requirements go into effect June 24th, and June is going to be lit, as this person here in Reddit states, right? So June 24th here, this is effective CFTC capital and financial reporting requirements for swap dealers and major swap participants. And this is what's going on, right? So yes, there is going to be a very, very interesting amount of time coming up in this I would say the following weeks with all the bullish catalysts, the bullish technicals, all that stuff just kind of coming into a huge halt, right? So let me go ahead and now come back into the charts, and I got something more to share with you even further on the technicals, right? So if I can just go ahead and pull up here the monthly chart, because remember, the monthly just closed, right? So we're going to enter a new month coming in come Monday. So yes, usually there tends to be a retracement on a candle, right? When you print a new candle, right, you'll get a 50% retracement. Thing is that we're kind of already at that 50% of this candle, right? So if we were to pull back any more, there is a critical support here at the 0.382 Fibonacci ratio at about $20.54 for the immediate short term. Seeing that this does run a daily ATR, average true range on a daily basis, right? This asset can run $4.97 up or down on a daily basis on average, right? So if this is really what's going on here, then it would be pretty interesting for us to see a continuation. Now, let's just say, for example, that we did open up here at $23 or even at $20. The monthly average true range reaches $11.26, right? So I mean, you make the math right there. What's $20 plus $11.26? I don't know, but it sounds really familiar to this target here for the immediate short term, right? So it sounds like the monthly candle may actually make some price action to the upside almost immediately, and realizing that monthly range anyway, right? So now I want you to see here as well that the golden ratio, the not 618, the 618 Fibonacci retracement ratio is a very, very, very sought after ratio. You should look into it. Just look on YouTube, right? Search the meaning of 618, and if you want to get your minds blown, check it out. So it is also $31. So it's rhyming to the monthly ATR as well for an upside continuation. Of course, this can definitely come down the ATR to the downside too. But yeah, we're still printing here very bullish signals, continuation signals, and immediate short-term time frame upside signals too, using that inverse head and shoulders on the 12-hour into the smaller time frame, 15-minute head and shoulders, all leading towards upside targets, right? Very, very curious times here. So now, just to show you that GME is definitely is using formation analysis and psychology in its trade. This is a way that you can tell, right? So this is your falling wedge formation, right? This is a bullish price action reversal formation. This is what it would introduce a V-shaped recovery. So if you were to take a trend line from the top end of the wedge all the way to the bottom end of the wedge and apply it to the area where you broke out of, which was right about there, we'll just scooch it back one shot right here, right? Take a look at the target that we were being implied already. This was the price objective, 67.19 on the daily close, right? So this is not including the $80 range that it reached, but you can see here that intraday we absolutely met the statistical target from the typical behavior from this wedge itself, right? Very, very impressive for us to see that this move actually happened, and this formation generally represents a reversal, right? So very, very interesting here as we are meeting statistics. Another thing that you guys have to know, check this out. Price action not only made it all the way to $80, but it retraced to one of the most bullish areas that you can retrace to with price action and technicals when they are taken under consideration. This is your golden pocket, right, between the not 618 and the not 382 Fibonacci ratios. When price action reverts into this area, this could be considered an area for a spring towards the upside. This is statistically it has a great strike rate is what I'm trying to say, right? So yes, we retraced right into and closed the month, right? By the way, we closed this entire monthly candle inside of that golden pocket here, so there could be price action leading towards an upside, right? Of course, it's a monthly. There's going to be zigzags everywhere. There's going to be prices everywhere, of course. But the general trend here, considering everything that I just explained to you, is suggesting a continuation to the upside, guys. This is absolutely powerful, and I will say that if we can observe, this is your 3-hour MACD, still suggesting an upside target, right? So let's take a look at volatility versus momentum now. Upside bias here on the 3-hour chart. We're getting some expansion here. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame is to show a little bit of consolidation here. The 6-hour time frame is an upside pivot contraction, so that tells me that the immediate short terms are going to start showing a little bit more of bullish action, right? Yeah, like the buy hourly into that 3-hour are starting to show some upside probability here. Immediate short-term time frame, like 5 minutes, are showing downside, but that's a 5-minute chart. The 5-minute chart would be displaying that drop that we were talking about to potentially $20.54. If not, this is your retracement target because you have a 10-minute inflection point at $22.73. So there is a probability for this thing to drop into that $22.73 and bounce, right? Look at this massive upside thrust here on the 10-minute. We're starting to expand. Volatility is starting to expand. 15-minute time frame likely has that upside. Yep. And we're inside of critical contraction. This, yeah, you guys, it looks like immediate short-term time frame. Find the support somewhere, anywhere between $22 and $20, and then it'll be go time on this. The 30-minute time frame is about to feel what the 10-minute and the 15-minute are suggesting. This is very critical here. That's a huge upside initial thrust. So we got to see now if the 10 and 15 are strong enough to kind of cascade into the 30 and into the hourly. Guys, you know the upside targets, you know the downside targets, okay? If you want to know how to do this, I am an instructor for trading, right? Reach out to me, ArcMastersCourse@gmail.com. Make sure to make a difference on your trading career. We are observing the markets like this every single day. I teach my master students how to do exactly the criteria that I've been talking to you about today. We're also statistical, right? We're also technical. We can do some fundamentals, all that stuff, you guys. So make sure to get in touch with me at ArcMastersCourse if you would like to participate in the 5-week crash course for beginners in charting and trading. Okay, team? I love you all. Thank you so much for coming on by. If any questions, you know where to reach out to me, but we'll talk very soon, okay? Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Never, 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 ever, ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios, team.